Morning. How's everybody doing? Good to see you guys jumping on. Just we'll give people a little time to come in. Morning, Mediakua. Morning, Christy. Let's see. Get my lights on. What color should we do today? Oh, Austin has the incense going. I wish I could send some incense through the TV here. That'd be pretty cool. Smell-o-vision. Do you guys remember a time when we thought smell-o-vision was like right around the corner? Who was coming out with that? It was like Microsoft or something. It was like coming out with a device that was like you like email people smells and it would like combine different chemicals to make the smell that you emailed them. Was that ever really a thing, or did I just think that was a thing? I don't know. Okay, blue it is today because that's what randomly came up. What do you think? Should I go on TikTok as well? Let's give it a shot today. Those AirPods. Morning, Bert. Morning, Karen. Morning, Evan. Oh, does Evan and Meliakua know each other? Do you guys know each other outside of this live stream, or have you made friends through my live stream? That'd be kind of cool. Oh, maybe you were both in the course, though. Huh? That was probably it. Okay. All right. Well, any suggestions you guys got for me while I set up the second stream? Wait, Meliakua? That's not your name. Your name is Beth. You guys, you got. It's very confusing for me. You guys gotta use your real names on your YouTube profiles. It's funny when people with like really funny names come in. Like they make like a goofy YouTube name, and then I have to like say that. We'll be like, you know, Johnny Karate 69 or something. And I'm like, thanks, Johnny Karate 69. How are you this morning? Okay. Going live on TikTok. Got both my live streams here. Here, look, I can make an infinite loop of live. Is it infinite? Okay. Hello, TikTok. TikTok's funny because people come in and do like 2 minutes of the Qigong class. All right, well, I think I'm all set up. How about you guys? You got your music going? You got any requests for me? Gadgets. Yes, so many gadgets. Yeah. All right, well, if there's no requests, let's just get moving. Find yourself some space. People on my YouTube say, welcome, TikTokers, TikTokians. All right, let's start with the hands over the belly. Feet under the shoulders. Just starting with a little deep breathing. You're going to close your mouth, breathe through your nose. Touch your tongue against the roof of your mouth. You're going to start to slow, deepen those breaths. Feel for that breath to move at your lower abdomen. Slow, deep breaths, as though when you're inhaling, a balloon was inflating at your belly. As you exhale, the balloon was deflating. This movement isn't your lungs. Your lungs are up in your chest. This movement is the diaphragm. As it pulls down on the lungs, it pushes on the organs below your lungs, causing those organs to be pushed downwards and outwards. This is really a sort of like all your organs are breathing here. Feel your intestines and whatnot being massaged by your diaphragm. This is the simplest Qigong exercise to coax your nervous system to relax. Did something happen to the sound? Is that just Evan? Somebody let me know if you can't hear me. Uh, Go on a few more deep breaths. Okay, it looks like the sound's fine. It looks like it's on your end, Evan. You have just audio issues. A couple more breaths, deep and slow. And start to move with our breath. Call this one spinal cord breathing, making fists. Pull your elbows back, pull your chest forward. Then we're going to bring the elbows forward together and sink the chest back, grounding the spine. Pull your chest through the arms, elbows pull back. And sink your chest back, elbows together. We'll do that with our breaths. Nice inhale as we open the front. Exhale as we open the back. Really tuck your tailbone here. Inhale the front, tilt the pelvis forward. Exhale the back, tuck the tailbone under. Keep going, a few more. Yeah, we can do some digestion stuff today, Austin. Next one. Raise your hands up and go one hand at a time. Sorry for the TikTokers that are trying to go live with me, but this is kind of a one-man show here. Those on TikTok who want to watch this on horizontal, on a little better screen, you can go over to YouTube. Links in my profile. You'll be able to see a little better. So this one's meant to stretch your waist. So as that hand is reaching up, you're going to keep the hip anchored down. So the hand and the hip reaching away from each other, what creates that little stretch on the waist and the sides of the lower spine. Call this one picking cherries. Keep going, a few more. Glad it's working for you, Evan. All right, let's bring it down. Stretch the upper body. Palms facing outwards. You're pressing through the palms. I call this spreading the feathers. You're going to lean your head over to one side. Look for a stretch going from the hand all the way up the arm to the side of the neck. You're just going to give your head a slow nod over the shoulder. Back and forth with the head. A few deep breaths. Over to the other side. Head is reaching away from the palm. Slowly nodding over the shoulder. We're saying yes very slowly. So head to one side. Good. Release. Shake it out. Take out the legs. Very good. See if I can get this camera back a little further. More. Okay. Find a wider stance. We're going to find a little Qi yoga or Taoist yoga. So it looks a lot like normal yoga, except we're just moving a little more for the most part. So this first one, we're going to find a little sort of Taoist version of Warrior 2. So you're going to turn, let's say, to your left. We're going to open the arms up to Warrior 2. So our feet are perpendicular here. Your back foot, your right foot pointing away from you, 90 degrees. Front foot pointing straight forward. Knees bent over the ankle. And the hands are out about shoulder height. Think about your fingertips reaching away from each other here. And usually where people go wrong in this posture is they overbend that front knee and stretch the knee. Make sure to keep that behind the toes. Or we wind up leaning forward with it. So try to keep your spine upright. And finally, a lot of people wind up with the backhand lower than the front just because you're not looking at it. Just check that backhand, make sure it's also shoulder height. Okay, so we're going to try to move in and out of this posture. So try to remember those points. We're going to straighten the front leg. The hands are going to come into prayer. And then we're going to bend into it again. And the hands float out. But real simple. Straighten the front leg, hands come in. And then sink back into the posture as the hands float out. If you want more challenge, you can bend not just the front knee, but the back knee can bend a little. So we're sinking down as we float out. And we stand up a little taller as we come in. Sink down. And in. You can do this with breath. So it's a nice relaxing exercise. You're exhaling as we float out. Inhaling as we come in. Exhale, pull set. Inhale, bring it in. Very nice. Last one, let's float out in that posture. Hold for a couple breaths. We'll find another little flow. Here we're finding side angle. You'll know from yoga if you do it. Your left elbow comes to the left thigh. Right hand reaches long, like a long line from the foot, through the leg, through the spine, through the arm. So we're not like bent over on this one, just a long straight line. We're going to come up from there. Leave that front knee bent. Right hand comes back to the right leg. Left hand reaches up towards the sky. And then this one, we are going to bend the spine, bending over and finding a little stretch on the left side waist. So we're going to alternate between those. Elbow to the thigh, reach long. And then coming up, the legs don't move at all. And we just move the upper body. Let's do one more like that. Then we'll add a third posture. Side angle. This one we call Exalted Warrior. And then we're going to come back for the snake creeps down. So you're actually going to switch the legs. So that front knee is going to straighten. The back knee is going to bend. The back hand, the right hand is going to make the crane's beak. So you curl the fingers and thumbs together. The front hand is the snake. It's just reaching down that front leg. And we sink back. We'll go between these three. Exalted Warrior. Side angle. Exalted Warrior again. We do this one in between each of these. And then straighten the front leg, bend the back leg, snake creeps down. And the front leg, Exalted Warrior, side angle, Exalted Warrior, snake creeps down. Good. So do one more time through, then we'll switch sides. Okay, bring it back up. Turn the toes forward. Let's just take a little break before the other side. Slide down, stretch here. Wide leg stretch, relax for a couple breaths. Good, roll it up. We're going to switch sides. So turn on your right heel towards the right. Feet again, about 90 degrees to each other. Hands go out, they're shoulder height. Check that backhand, make sure it's not drooping. Make sure your spine's not leaning forward with this. Keep it upright so your head is right over your pelvis. And that knee is bent but not going past the toes. You're going to straighten both legs, come in, palms in prayer, and float out to warrior two. If you want harder, you can lengthen the stance a bit more and even bend the back knee a bit as we come down, so we have to come up a little higher. Use your breath. Exhale, float out. Inhale, draw in. Last one. Pulse it in. Hold the posture, a couple breaths. And bring the right elbow to the right thigh. Reach the left hand long. One long line from the left foot up through the left fingers. Then we're going to bring it up. Left hand to the back leg. Right hand first reaches up. Really lengthen your waist. And then stretch and bend the waist. Instead of just falling over, collapsing, reaching up and over. Again, elbow to the thigh, reach. Side angle and coming up, exalted warrior, reach up and over. So in these first two, the legs don't change. They stay right where they are. Now we're going to add the third one. The snake creeps down. We're going to straighten the front leg, bend the back leg. I like to turn the toes out a little bit more for this. Bring the back hand up into the crane's beak. Front hand is the snake creeping down the leg. So come up, exalted warrior. Come down, side angle. Up, exalted warrior. And switch the legs. Snake creeps down. You can just bend a little bit or come down a lot and stretch that inner line. Exalted warrior. Let's add the breath. Inhale. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, snake creeps down. This one comes out of Tai Chi. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Interestingly, this flow actually came from my yoga teacher. He studied Tai Chi in Japan for several years in his 20s before he went and learned yoga in Hawaii. But he sort of put them together and made this one little flow here, which was funny because I learned basically the exact same flow that he sort of accidentally stumbled upon from doing Tai Chi and yoga. I learned basically the same flow from my Qigong teacher who was teaching some Taoist yoga that he'd learned. It had been invented, hundreds of years ago. Kind of interesting, my yoga teacher reverse engineered Taoist yoga. Let's make this our last one. Come up, turn to the center, turn the toes forward, and slide down, stretch, take a break. Open the hamstrings. Couple deep breaths, stay there, keep stretching. Thanks, Sabrina. Thanks, everyone who's just jumping on. All right, let's roll that up. Keep the legs wide. We're going to find a fun balance exercise. This one's called the Night Guard Tests the Seat. So we're going to turn on our left heel again, turning our toes to the left. The right foot is going to step a little bit to the right, so kind of towards the screen. We wind up with a little staggered stance. We're not standing like on a tightrope like we were before, but the feet are about shoulder width. We're going to turn our hips towards that front leg. If you're familiar with yoga, this is sort of like a warrior one. In Qigong, we call this the bow stance or bow and arrow stance, or gongbu. So this one, we're just going to find a weight shift first. So again, we're going to keep our spine upright. We're just going to start to shift back and right, back and forth. Hopefully you can see my legs without the doggy. And so again, what people will tend to do on these is to kind of lean forwards and backwards. But most of the time in Qigong, we're keeping the spine upright as we do weight shifts like this. Of course, there's always exceptions to the rules, but try to pay attention to that. Okay, so that's the basic lower body motion. Then we're going to add the upper body. It's just a big circle of the arms as we shift forwards and backwards. We're just finding a little strength and mobility in the legs and hips, some mobility in the shoulders. This one's to start to mobilize the chi, move and circulate any stuck energy. So as far as kind of the relaxing part, we're going to add a challenging posture here. We're going to shift forward, bringing the weight in that front foot. Slide the back foot up, back a little bit. You're going to open the arms as though you were standing over the edge of a lake and you're trying to test the temperature of the water with your fingertips. So the back hand's kind of counterbalancing you. Now the easy version of the posture, you just lift the back toes off the ground and you stay up high. And this way you can always touch the toes back on the floor if you need. The full version of the posture, you bend that right knee and lift it as high as you can, flexing the foot as well. And then you hinge a little more from the hip, like you're coming down to touch the water. So you wind up in a little bit of a dog at the fire hydrant posture here. Very good. We'll drop it back. And we're going to turn it around. Turn your stance to the right. Again, find that staggered stance. The back foot's about 45 degrees on this one rather than 90 like it was before. Let's find our weight shift. Shift the weight forwards and backwards. One knee bends as the other straightens. Spine stays upright. We're not leaning forward and backwards. Now we'll add the arms circling. So two parts in this exercise. One, this kind of relaxing part, so you can take some slow, deep breaths. Breathing through the nose, circulating the chi. Okay, bring the hands in by the chest, shift weight forward, slide the back toes up, open the arms, lift the back foot just a little off the floor. If that's all you can do, stay there, touch the floor if you need, or bend the back knee, lift it a lot, and then hinge forward from the hips a little more. Just a couple breaths. Nice and strong in that standing foot and leg. And send it back. Very good. Let's do once more each side. We'll jump into that posture a little with a little more flow on this next one. So turn to the left. Circle the arms. Deep breathing. Shift the weight. Keep the spine upright. Okay, shift forward. Slide the back foot up. Open up or lift the knee. Hands from the hip. Very monkey kung fu looking here. Nice deep breath. Usually helps to find a point to look at. You might look at the floor, find a point, stationary point to keep your gaze on. And send back. Turn the stance to the right. The gongbu, bow and arrow stance. Shift back. Shift forward. Circle the arms. Breathe deeply through the nose. Of course, if you need it harder, take a wider, deeper stance. Shift forward, slide up, open the arms, lift the foot or the knee. Knee for more challenge. Hold and breathe. Find something to look at. Send it back. Keep that stance wide. Turn the toes in towards each other. Straight legs, fold and stretch. Nice deep breath. Okay, roll it up. Shake that, sip it in. Very nice. Little yoga inspired and Kung Fu inspired Qigong. Thanks for all your comments on TikTok. All right, let's find the feet under the shoulders. We're just going to start to shake. Give yourself a little bounce. All the bouncing is coming from the legs. Try to relax everything else. Relax your face, your jaw. Relax your neck and shoulders. They just bounce. Relax your elbows and wrists. Let the hands flop. Relax your waist and lower back so you feel your tailbone. Go boy. Tailbone is a jackhammer digging into the earth, pulling on those low back muscles. Nice deep breaths here. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. Keep it up. One more breath. Slow down, pause, feel your chi. Nice deep breath. Very good. We're going to move into some flow. So we had a request for Qigong for digestion. So we're going to do a little bit of that. Try with a nice simple one. So first find your feet under the shoulders. Knees soft. So we can bend the knees a little bit. Those are pointed forward generally in Qigong. So don't let your Qi leak by opening them up. We're going to take the palms face down near the upper abdomen. That's your solar plexus where your stomach and pancreas live. We're going to pulse from there. It's called pebble in the pond. So it goes like this. We pull the hands in towards the stomach, and then turn the palms down, and they go out like ripples on a pond. And it pulls in, back to the stomach. Palms turn down, it goes out like ripples on the pond. Let's use our breath. Inhale as we come in. Exhale as it pulses out. And notice my stance changes too. As the hands go out, it's like we're sitting into a bar stool. As the hands come in, we stand a little taller. So the hips just drop back a little bit as the hands go out. And we stand a little taller as it comes in. Breath deep and slow through the nose. This one is meant to bring the chi to our center. You notice the solar plexus is the center of the torso. Not only is it physically the center, but in Qigong we say it's energetically the center. So when we want to build a sense of a strong, stable, centered feeling within us, Bring our attention, our breath, and our chi to this area. I say when we have that feeling of centeredness, the blood and energy move to the center to help support the digestion. So it's when we're scattered, when we're worried, or imbalanced emotions in general are pulling ourselves off our center, and our digestion gets compromised. So this relates to the stomach meridian and the pancreas, or which is sometimes known as the spleen meridian. These two energy channels connected to our digestion, our ability to think rationally and in a balanced way, and our ability to become emotionally balanced and grounded. So let's find another one for this area. Keep the palms face down. Or the area is the solar plexus. So that's not your lower abdomen like we started with, but it's the upper abdominal region. So between your navel and your sternum, that area. So that's where we're bringing the chi to. This next one, we change our stance. You're going to step back with the left foot, let's say. This one is called grinding tofu, but if you're not into tofu, you could call it grinding rice or something. So you're going to come around, bring it into the solar plexus, come around the solar plexus. Then the hands go out, around. You notice my stance, I'm shifting the weight back. The hands come in by the waist, and they circle around the waist as we shift back forward. Hands go out and around, we shift back. And hands come in and circle around the waist, kind of a half circle around your waist as we go forward. And so the shape that we're making with the hands winds up looking like a kidney bean. We inhale as we go back. Exhale as we go forward. Inhale around and back. Exhale forward. I'll show you a little from the side here so you can see I'm not leaning with this one. So again, we don't lean back as we go back. We don't lean forward as we go forward. We're keeping the spine upright. So all the shift is in the legs, it's not in the spine. Keep those deep breaths going with it. So the imagery is like you're using a grinding stone. I know people probably haven't used that in like 200 years or something, but if you've ever seen a grinding stone, the big pair of stones used to grind grains down into flour. All right, let's switch our feet. Back foot comes up, front foot goes back. We go forward, around with the hands, we shift back. Come into the waist, come around the waist as we shift forward. Hands go out and around, we shift back. Hands wrap around the waist as we go forward. Exhaling forward. Inhaling back. So in Qigong, we use different elements as metaphors for the different internal organs and their qualities. So this quality of centeredness that relates to the stomach, we represent with the element earth. So that's the imagery of the big grinding stone. You can also think about directly connecting to the earth here. So that weight shift, we feel connected to the earth through our feet. The palms face down, connect to the earth. And it's like we bring the stabilizing quality of the earth into our body, into our earth center here at the upper abdomen. We often imagine this earth type energy as golden yellow light. Golden light that comes up from the core of the earth into the hands. That we draw into the stomach area. Good. We're going to step up. Feet under the shoulders. Take the left hand, palm face up under the dantian. That's your lower abdomen now. The right hand is going to circle and come down the center line like it's in half a prayer. As that right hand comes down, the left hand is going to start to come up. The palms are going to turn towards sky and earth. Then we're going to circle the hands until the right hand comes above and the left hand comes below. And again, they're going to draw up and down through the center line. And turn towards earth and sky. And slowly circle. And so in Qigong, sky and earth, sometimes called heaven and earth. Actually, the heaven and sky share the same word in many languages, including Chinese. But sky or heaven is really a metaphor in Qigong for consciousness, for your mind. And the earth is somewhat of a metaphor for the body. So we think of this like we connect to sky and earth, connect to body and mind, and swirl and bring them together. The energy of the mind is soaking into the body like water into a sponge. You touch heaven and earth, mind and body. And we bring it in and connect mind and body, connect heaven and earth. We'll do this with our breath. So here we inhale as we expand and circle. Connect to heaven and earth as outwards manifestations of mind and body, and exhale, bring it all together. Bring the attention through the body, through the inside. Inhale, connect sky and earth. Exhale, bring it in through the body. Let's do one more time. And we're going to pause as the right hand gets in front of the heart and the left hand by the lower abdomen. We call this the Taoist prayer position. Left hand like it's supporting the dantian, the energy center of the lower abdomen from underneath. The right hand like a prayer in front of the chest. Feet square under the shoulders, sink the tailbone, soften the knees, float the crown, tuck the chin. We'll just hold this as a little meditation posture. So if we have the earth center in between these two regions, we have the water center at the lower abdomen, and the fire center at the heart. Again, these are all just metaphors for just the different behaviors of energy at these locations. So the fire of the heart representing warm-heartedness, expansive, bright, radiant, loving energy of the heart. The water center of the lower abdomen representing our capacity to sink our energy, to go inwards, to nourish the body. So we think of these centers as mutually supporting each other here. The warmth of the heart, bringing warmth and vitality to the body. The water-like energy of the body supporting and stabilizing the fire of the heart so we don't wind up over-emotional. We're going to go the other way. Send your right hand up, left hand down, connect to sky and earth. Then circle the hands. And come down, up and down through the center. Turn hands towards sky and earth, connect, and circle. So we're really moving our awareness here. So here the awareness is going to come through the body. And then the awareness goes out to heaven and earth, like we were growing our nervous system beyond our body into the sky and into the earth. We're going to round it in. Here, exhaling, we sink a little bit, bend the knees as we come through the body. Inhale, stand taller as we expand and circle. Exhale, bring it in, sink. Inhale, stand taller. Exhale, sink. Inhale, stand taller. It's just a subtle movement in the knees and hips. Last one. We'll bring it into that Taoist prayer position again. One hand at the water center, one hand at the fire center, lower abdomen and heart. Fire warming the water tempering the fire. Let's take a few breaths, feel these centers connect. One more breath. I'm going to take that upper hand down, fold the top of one hand into the palm of the other, touch the tips of the thumbs, making a little circle in between. We hold that just below the navel. So between the pelvis and the navel, we hold this. Qigong, we call this the monk holds the pearl. You might notice this is a very common meditation position within Buddhism, Taoism, and yoga. In Qigong, we use this to bring the attention, the breath, and the qi to the lower dantian, this water region of the body. So just breathing through the nose again, keep maintaining your posture, knees soft, tailbone sinking, crown floating up, chin gently tucked back, shoulders relaxing away from the ears, elbows floating away from the ribs. Just hold this and breathe and start to notice your breath, just like at the beginning, the breath going all the way down to the lower abdomen, moving there. And just use the feeling of breath at the belly to bring the attention there with something to notice. Let our mind settle at the lower abdomen like a stone, sinking to the bottom of the lake and settling into the mud. Find that place of inner quiet, sinking, relaxation. A few more breaths. Keep focusing at the lower abdomen. Very nice. I'm going to step it in, float the hands up. We'll just do one, pulling down at the sky. Pressing down, sink your mind through your body, all the way out to the earth. Bring the hands over the lower abdomen. We'll just relax for a few more breaths in this much more relaxed posture we call bamboo in the wind. You're going to let your body rock and sway. Just allow your breath to become totally natural now. Don't worry where it breathes, how fast or slow it breathes. Just let the breath become natural. The body to rock and sway like bamboo, swaying in a breeze. Very good. Step it out. Let's circle the belly. A few circles, couple deep breaths. It's helping the chi to move through those lower centers, earth and water center. Good. All right, let's end with a little tapping again today. You tap up and down on your sternum. So it's good to get you sort of back into physical reality after our trip to the cosmos here. And also to break up any areas the chi is stuck in the body, make sure it circulates well. So let's open one arm. You're going to slap or tap with a fist down the inside of one arm, and turn the hand over and come up the outside of the arm, over the shoulder, chest, down the inside, up the outside, down the inside. Come to the other side, down the inside of the arm, up the outside. Breaking up stagnation. Around your low back. And down the back of the legs, slapping here with open palms. Up the inside of the legs. Around the hips, down the back of the legs. Up the inside. Down the back. Wow. End of the sneeze. Everybody can do that on command, right? All right, shake it out. Feel free to stretch any way you like. Make sure your chi's not stuck anywhere. Very nice. All right. Well, hope that left you guys feeling good. Thanks for joining me, Tic-Tackers. Tickety-tackers. Thanks for joining me, YouTubers. Lisa from the Isle of Wight. Love your style of Qigong, learning lots from you. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Hannah. Thanks, Patricia. Thanks, Wondering Ivy. Glad Qigong's changed your life. Wow. Yeah, the dog was trying to do Qigong. King Nick. Wow. Who's that from? Cool Monster. See, that's what I was saying about funny YouTube names. Thanks, Cool Monster. You guys make it really fun for me to address you. Thanks, everybody. So today, what's today? Saturday. So tomorrow's the first day of the next round of my Qigong teacher training. So if you're ever hoping to teach Qigong, maybe you want to teach kids, maybe you want to teach firefighters, maybe you want to teach the army. Wouldn't that be cool? Teach Qigong to the army. Maybe you want to teach high schoolers. Maybe you want to teach the elderly. Maybe you want to teach people who do yoga. Teach them how to do better yoga called Qigong. Whatever you want to do with it. This course is designed to kind of give you the foundational tools for you to then kind of take it in your own direction and do whatever the heck you want to do. So if you want to sign up, link is below in the YouTube, or just go to my website, nickofchi.com. The QI, Nick of Key, it looks like, nickofchi.com. You can sign up there. We got lots of payment plans available. And we have a scholarship option available. It's just a discount. It's not like free, but if you're like really struggling, maybe the pandemic wiped out your income or something, just shoot us an email and we'll help you out with a little more discount. But we do have payment plan options. You can pay it off over 12 months, even though it's just a 12-week program. All online, about half live, half pre-recorded. And if you can't make the live sessions, which are Sundays at noon Pacific, 12 Eastern, then there's replays of those. So you can just write your questions in. I answer them in the live, and then you can just watch the replays. It's totally fine. All right. Well, anyways, thanks everybody for watching. I'm going to log out here. Thanks, TikTok. YouTube. Always great to see you. All right, I'll check my email for that. Crispy? How do you say that? Crispy? Thanks, Evan. Thanks, everybody. And our next stream, I won't be doing the Monday one because it's my birthday, so I'm going to be doing a bunch of fun stuff. But I'll be back online Tuesday at the same time as today, so 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, and whatever time that is in Europe. All right, thanks, guys. Catch you Tuesday morning.